What's going on, guys? I'm not confused. I was looking at this computer's so slow, and you guys all know how my technical degree works. So I'm trying to figure some stuff out. How are you guys doing? It's nice to see all of you. One thing I want to say, every week I look forward to this show. I know that some of the topics in the past couple weeks have been kind of lax. We've been really, really busy here. Um, we've been doing a lot of stuff in a different division of the company. I've been really busy doing some stuff with that division, primarily doing a lot of demos and things like that. KT has been finalizing a lot of products right now with the PTR is one of them. We are working on. We just got to test this last part that we did, and then those will most likely be available to you guys. So I've been testing a lot with the PTR. I have it. Callista had one, so a lot of people saw it out in action. It's going to be a game changer, definitely. Um, that is definitely going to be a product that I think is definitely going to be a necessity for those of you that want that real steel feel, that want that real steel functionality. I mean, it's very close to the real AR versions. Um, the I got a lot of questions about the oh, there you go, the Scold Eagle asking about the Unicus gun. I got a lot of questions. I know you guys saw the live stream earlier. It did not turn out very good, so I took it off. It was very glitchy, and the audio wasn't matching up, and that was because I was using my cell phone internet. And when we're in the back of the warehouse like that, I know I don't get very good reception. So I apologize for that, but you guys got the glimpse of it. Both markers performed excellent. The red test rounds that we did, the testing with, that is kind of the issue that I saw, and that I've never really seen that before, but I did see it yesterday, which was really weird. I was in the back testing for a demo. Excuse me, and I've never seen that before. I've never seen the red rounds like get that cold or hot and actually deform like that, like they did. So that was the reason why I was having those issues with the projectiles. What was happening was those. If you didn't hear me in the video, or if you didn't watch the video, the heat for some reason makes those fins on them so malleable that as the spring tension, because they are the shape projectile springs in there, push up on that thing, it actually deformed the fins and actually like kind of oval them out. So as soon as they get into the breech, both of the fins are hitting the breech and still some in the magwell because they've ovaled out. So it causes that jam. But obviously you're not going to be playing with that in the field, so you don't need to worry about that. But that's the reason why I was having those issues. Other than that I used those first strikes. They worked flawlessly. That 14-inch barrel, holy smokes! There's a new video that we put up afterwards that you guys can see that 14-inch barrel performance with first strikes. I mean, that's specifically first strikes. You can see the accuracy, the consistency that you achieve with those shaped projectiles in that length of barrel. Now, the 16 inches are available now, and there is a performance increase as far as the distance and accuracy within those 2 inches. And then we have the 18s and 20s that are coming, and I will be doing a full-on test comparison between the 14, 16, 18, and 20 to show you why those barrels have different increases in performance, as well as the consistency levels and the accuracy and distance you can achieve with the same types of markers, the same FPS, obviously, and then we'll use the same air tanks to show a complete test. That way you guys get no bullshit results. Stan Dillard, the projectiles, like I said, they're done, man. We have to finalize the details for the production, but me and KT have been working this week with a client of ours from a different country that we're going to be working with going forward, and it looks like we're going to have some help with that production as well. So we are hoping to have those rounds hopefully in the next 2 months or so. So once we finalize that with him and we get the information confirmed, which we're working on here in the next for the rest of the week, we should have those for you guys as well. And we'll be doing a test. We do have people already set up for testing of the round with masks and everything like that to do safety, etc. But we will be doing a full-on marketing test with those projectiles. As far as quantities, Michael, we're looking to sell them in 1,000-round quantities, not anything less. So you guys will have more than enough rounds. They'll be cheap enough. That's our biggest thing right now, is in order to make them cheap enough to where we can make it worth your guys' while, we need to be able to produce large quantities, obviously. So that's the only thing that's been holding back. The rounds are done. I have them on my desk. Most of you guys that have come into my lobby here, I've showed you the projectiles. They're done. It's just we want to make sure that we can produce at enough quantity where we can keep the prices low. And our initial price that we wanted to keep them at was 12 to 18 cents. So, though that's what we want to keep for you guys, so we can sell at that 1,000-round quantity and you guys can shoot them like no tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So that is definitely the objective. That's what we're fighting to do, so we can make them where you don't have to go to a field and have to worry about wasting projectiles, where you can go and test in your backyard with shaped projectiles and not have to worry about 40 cents, 80 cents, and then before you know it, $20 going down the drain. Right now, first strikes are a hot commodity. I talked to a lot of people that have problems with their guns, that test with them, and they're like, well, testing with first strikes is not a luxury that a lot of people have. So, that type of thing is going to hopefully change that complete thought for you guys. And we want to make sure that we can achieve that, and that's the biggest thing. So, moving forward, today I know we were supposed to do a test of the show outside with we're going to show the air efficiency test with a T15, a milsig, and a TGR, as well as one with our Bolt, all with the rear air and all with brand new Ninja tanks, 13 CI. And we wanted to show you the air efficiency with those markers and how they stack up. We get a lot of questions about that, on what is better and how. So unfortunately, when I was getting the markers together earlier, the milsig was not working. So we are going to wait on the test and probably push it back a week, or I might just do it at the end of the week if I can get it up and running, or I can get Jen or somebody to bring me another milsig gun, because I don't want to do the test without it. I want to have all three of those markers together, so that way we can do the test and really show the differences in air efficiency and how they'll stack up. And we'll use shaped projectiles, and we'll also go about using our AG1 paint, because that's all we have here. I don't think, oh, actually I might have some Valken graffiti, so I may do graffiti, because not a lot of people use the AG1 paint if they're not local here. There is there's a lot of speculation about those types of things. We also, me and KT spoke today. Well, John Carolino, let me I'll touch on that here in a second, okay? But what I was saying earlier is I talked to KT. We're going to be doing a video on the SAR 12 versus the DMR. A lot of people are asking for that video. Just recently, I've been seeing a lot of keyboard heroes on the paintball groups out there that are saying, they're trying to compare a SAR 12 to a DMR right now, and unfortunately, you're talking about if you want to compare apples to apples, that's what we're going to do with the air efficiency test between the Milsig, the T15, the Bolt, and the if we want to go even closer apples to apples, it would probably be T15, 468, Milsig, and then even like a Vortex CQB or anything like that, where you can really compare, or stack them up. But you can, to compare a DMR to a SAR 12, where a SAR 12 is about $1,300. Okay, a DMR is $600 or $700. The only upgrade pieces that outside of Karmatex, them telling that their valve is this revolutionary thing, and then the DMR, which is simply a revised spider stack system of sort. But offers the same achievements with FPS. It can use the same barrel, essentially. In my opinion, I'm very interested to see that test because I don't think anyone's really put them head-to-head before. But we're going to see that. We'll go through air efficiency. We'll go through accuracy. We'll go through the distance, and we'll also go through the functionality. Even we'll go all the way down to maintenance, because those are all things that are important when people are buying markers, in my opinion. Marisea, I'm sorry if I said your name incorrectly, but no MaxTac marker. We don't have one. We pretty much have every other marker besides a MaxTac one. I am waiting though for my distributor or Stan actually to hopefully we might get one of those new what do you call it, bullpup style ones. So there's a lot of stuff, like I said, that we've recently been brought to our attention that I've seen floating around on the Facebook pages. A lot of guys who think they know everything about paintball. I mean, once again, like, we go through this probably once a week. I don't know. I learn every day. I never assume or say that I know everything about anything, because I don't. I wake up every morning and I always know that I'm going to learn something new, and that's kind of been my mentality with my entire life. But there are so many people on these MagFed groups that just think they got it all figured out. Everyone's got a degree in something that made them a better paintball player, and it's like, I don't understand that. I don't understand that. It's honestly a little funny to me. It's kind of embarrassing to think or say or boast that you know everything about paintball. I don't think I don't think that that's an accomplishment in life, honestly. I think it helps you take care of your stuff better and understand what you buy, but I don't think anyone's getting any more life points for being an awesome MagFed player. So that's just my opinion. I'm sure there's a lot of people who disagree, but yeah. Anyway, the Unicus gun. There was a couple questions I saw earlier. Actually, let me go back to what's his name's question. I'm sorry. Both get lots of practice as well, but that requires lots of practice as well. DMR is like a GTR in the car world. Poor man, super sniper marker. I like that, Nick. I think that's an excellent definition. Because I mean, honestly, I wouldn't say it's not a cheap marker. Honestly, obviously, but the quality's right up there in my opinion. The upgradability is there, and then you also, like I said, the performance is more than you need. I think that for most recreational fields. Now, if you're using this for training and you're using this for force on force stuff, that all that comes into factor, and there's a lot of variables. There's definitely a lot of variables with that. So, John Carolino, you said new markers versus broken-in ones. Now, the T15 that we have is brand new. The TGR that we have is essentially brand new. I don't know if it's the new updated valve, but none of those markers were ever fired here. They were actually they were either given to us or traded in for one of our guns, which we did at one point. We don't think we do that anymore. But we did have that option before, so we brought those in. Other than that, the test is going to be with a brand new tank, It's going to be with brand new. I'll open up a brand new box of paint, and we'll do the test. We'll see how well it works. Rondell Con, the 20-inch hammerhead, they're done. We're just waiting them for to get here. We have the 18 inches as well, so we'll be releasing those as well. The Unicus gun. So a lot of people are asking me where the parts are at. I don't know. The CQR part, that's a firearm part, so you actually have to buy that from Hera Arms. And I don't know where, what do you call it? Where that you can buy those from. You probably have to get it from a local gun store. You can buy online. Tony's in here. He knows. He had one. I think Jen got one too. There's some other places that you can get it, but the Salient Arms thing, I know you can buy from them directly. It's Salient Arms. Well, I forgot their website, but it's they have those there. Let's see, Tony. Wish I'd come down to the shop with my free kit. Yeah, Tony, bring it. You know much more about the testing stuff than I do. See, I was learning from Tony before he left me here by myself, and now I have to learn on my own, or I have to research on wiki links. I'm totally kidding. But I was learning a lot from Tony. Tony has a lot of insight. So if you guys have questions about your DMR or your SAR 12, Tony's got a lot of information. Don't all message him at once though, because he doesn't work here anymore. He doesn't want to talk to people. Other than that, the Unicus gun, those are the parts. I mean, I'll have other stuff. Like I said, I don't want to put all that out there because it kind of takes away. What do you call it? Kind of takes away from the special of the Unicus series. But you can find all the parts. I mean, that's all I did. I gave you the names. You guys can look them up and find them too. So the Unicus gun will be available tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And that will be, the price will be on there. The test that I did today, you can see on there with the 14-inch barrel, just to kind of show you guys what to expect. I've zeroed in the sight, so it'll be completely zeroed in. It's tuned up. It's ready to go. You're going to get 3 Helix magazines if you want. All of them first strike. You can do that, or if you want them round ball, that's fine. And you'll get 1 DMAG, 1 shape projectile DMAG. Let's see here. That should be it. I think I'm looking to see if we should put it in a gun box. I'm leaning on that side, so you'll probably get it in a gun case, and we'll engrave the case for you, so that way you can have the Unicus logo on the case, so it'll be its own little private thing. Other than that, to go over how you can win the Unicus series, is you will need to create an account on the MCS US site, and then hang around the Facebook page and the YouTube channel around 3 p.m. Pacific Standard tomorrow, and I will post the link to the blog page that you need to go to and comment on to say I want this marker, and then the first person to say that in that comment box, which you all will be able to see, will have the ability to buy it, and the price and everything will be in there. So you will not know the price until 3 p.m. tomorrow. This will be the most expensive of the Unicus line, just because of the caliber of parts that you have on it, the manpower it took to put that on there, and just because I put a lot of time and effort into it. So I want whoever is going to get it to have a marker that they don't need to do anything to for a while. So I wanted to definitely put a little extra time and effort. That's the whole point of the Unicus series. I take a little bit of time out of my day to build it up, research the parts, bring them in here, tune it up for you, and get that thing ready to go, and good to go for whoever purchases it. So other than that, it's just going to be me today, so I'll probably have another 15 minutes on here. I am going to do some giveaways for you, so that way it's not just a complete waste, and I'm not wasting you guys' time. Like I said, KT's working on something with a client that's from out of the country, um, and we will. He'll be with me next week. So we are working on some big stuff, some big orders for some clients. So we will have that. So I'm going to give away some Night Strike grips. I got some more in. And so I'm going to give away 8 today. So how I'll do that is if you share this video and go ahead and put a number in there, and I'll choose a number randomly 1 to 100. Okay. So closest one, the 8 people that are the closest to that will go ahead, and I'll throw some Night Strike grips out to you. Other than that, I guess you can just answer some questions. I don't ever ask you guys anything. So I got a question for you guys. Now I know that a lot of you have experience with. No. You got to share this video and tag MCS in the video. Not here. You guys are tag MCS and then put the number in there. That's how you do it. Okay. So you're going to share this video and then write a comment in that video with tagging MCS with the number that you're choosing. Yes, Timothy Brooks, the PTR is coming. So anyway, I have some questions for you guys because I see you guys every week, and I know I talk to some of you guys off the show, but I really want to know some things from you guys. Out of all the markers that are on the market right now, what are some of your favorites regarding, I mean, anything. It doesn't have to be ours. Just the best marker that you see the best performance with personally. Throw some out there. That way, Hurricane, okay. Dusty Hatfield. PTR. Let's see. 468. T15 and Hurricanes, okay. Milsig SMG and my Empire Defender. Oh man, Larry Torres, the Empire Defender. I got one in my office right now. It's awesome. My Avalon. Slingshot. 468 and Bolt. Now, one thing that I get a lot, that I've been getting a lot regarding some of the markers that we have out there. There's one thing that I wanted to address that this question kind of came from is I get a lot of people, okay, who reach out and have had an issue with a 468 or a Bolt or a Thunderbolt or a DMR, and they've had the gun for a very long time. And what happened was, something the lack of success that they've had with the gun itself led them to go purchase another one from a different manufacturer, and so that gun kind of just sat there. And so I always get the calls where, hey, I've had your gun for 2 years now and it never worked since I've had it. What do you what can you do for me? And then they say, I have a friend that has a 468 and he has absolutely no problems with it, and I've always had a problem since I've got it, and I just don't know what the hell is going on. It must be a piece of crap product, which is probably 95% of the time what happens with a lot of these people who have issues with our systems. A lot of the conversion kits, because a lot of people have never taken apart a Tippmann 98 or their A5 or even their X7 Phenom, and then when they try to take it apart to install it into a MagFed kit, all of a sudden the problems arise. So, I'm not saying that we haven't had our faults, because we have had a few issues with a lot of our kits, but a majority of the time the issues that go on are because people don't know what the hell they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And that then automatically becomes, oh, it's a piece of shit product, or it doesn't work right, it's defective, blah, blah, blah. So, once again, I want to just reiterate to a lot of you guys, and a lot of you guys have been backing us up, and kind of tagging me in these issues. But a lot of these guys, if you're not willing to invest your $500 or $568 into a 468, and you're not willing to understand how it works, how to properly maintain it, and then ultimately how to service it or troubleshoot it if problems arise, then you probably shouldn't have a 468. You probably shouldn't be spending $568 on a marker if you think it's just always going to run 100% of the time, all the time, without taking care of it or anything. So, just keep that in mind. Rondo Khan, does a T68 E-grip still work with the 2017 468? Aye, guys. The T6, the Firestorm trigger. So many people ask this, and there's probably people in this watching right now that that say, yeah, it works well on mine, blah blah blah. We've never. I'm gonna say no, and Tony, he just said it. It's not officially supported because we didn't test it. We never did that. The Firestorm trigger was never intentionally Tony, yes. So much yes, Tony. You're the best. The Firestorm trigger was never tested on the 468. We've talked about it here. Mike talked about it with me. I know Tony's talked about it with Mike and KT. We've looked over it. It's just not supported. It's not something that we even have 100% answers on how to modify and fix. There's every time I see it on Facebook, MagFed Paintball Group, or 468 Owners Group, there's like all of these guys that chime in from all over the world that have a 468 that have all these like 50 different ways to modify it for it to work. I couldn't confirm or deny any of them, honestly. I mean, literally, you have to go off of the what they did, and if it worked for them, then hopefully it'll work for you. Yeah, there you go. If you really want to put electronics on it, yeah, message Brad. He'll have the answer for you. I think I asked him the last time he was here what he thought about it too. He goes, you really have to know what you're doing, but I mean, it's really up to you. We don't support it. A lot of people want the full auto capabilities, especially now that we released the SCAR and all that. The 468 right now, it just doesn't have a full auto capability. Now, we do and have thought about putting it on there in the future. We already have the design to do that, but we just wanted to perfect the design first. But now with the PTR, that's always where the direction was always headed. The PTR was supposed to be the evolution of the 468. So, as you can see here, for those of you who still don't know what the PTR is, it basically incorporates your trigger assembly and your lower receiver into one piece. The only thing that pops off is obviously your mil-spec pistol grip. So the differences and what took the PTR a little bit longer is that there was like on a real AR, you have a trigger adjustment, okay, and that is for how much trigger pull you want it to have or have not. And then what happened was the screw, the stabilizing screw on the trigger sear, what happened was after every 10,000 or so shots, it would get out of adjustment, and then you'd have to reset that trigger. So Omar and KT worked on a design or a fix, basically to allow and just eliminate that trigger, what do you call it? That trigger adjustment. I'm sorry, I went blank there for a second. Well, drop in, upgrade kind of thing. Tony, it will be the actual PTR lower. I don't think we're going to do the upgrade. I think what we'll do is we're just going to sell the complete lower or the complete marker. We haven't really talked about it. So that's what's going to happen with that. Justin Paris, that's just where it's always been. Usually there's 3 of us in here, but now there's only me and KT, so we could probably move it up, but we just haven't. So the PTR, like I said, that's nearing its completion. All we have to do is we're just going to test, and then as soon as it's good, we'll be good to go. Let's see here. Your new Hurricane E-Grip mod video. Oh yeah, I did put up some new videos today. The Hurricane E-Grip video, because a lot of people, now that we've released, like I said, those fully auto options, a lot of people have been now buying the E-Grips separately and putting them on their Hurricanes. So that's one thing that Mike told me about, that needs a little bit of modification. We drill out those holes, so there is a video. It does have the type of drill bit that you'll need, and you'll be able to John Miles, you'll have a small little drill to drill in both of the holes for the trigger frame, and that's it. And then I also released a video for the lock bolt for the Vortex. So the lock bolt with the Vortex, and you need to watch that video if you guys have a Vortex and you want that lock bolt. You'll want to make sure that you watch that video and you pay attention to the different versions that are out there, because there are a couple different version Vortex shells that we actually had to explain in the video, so that way you'll know which of the Vortex lock bolt kits you'll have to do. You'll have to buy them, sorry. So there will be one revision of the Vortex lock bolt that will be available, and KT will probably put that up tonight, if not tomorrow. So watch that video. If you have that version, go ahead. If you don't have either version, you can contact us directly and we'll swap out the shells for you. So then you'll be able to do that. Yeah, the future shaped rounds, everyone's very excited about that. Did I miss some questions here? What's up, Johnny? Let's see, stock and grip combo. Guys watching from work. So yeah, like I said, I asked you a question about what your guys' favorite markers were on the market. My next question is, where do you guys see MagFed going in the next 5 years? There was a little bit of debate today on the live stream about space-looking guns, talking about the Unicus series, and how people in MagFed want legit-looking or realistic-looking guns. So, what do you guys think about that? I want to open that up to you guys. I know there's not any the video's not up on our Facebook page anymore, but basically the Unicus gun, most of you guys have seen it. It is very futuristic looking. It does not offer a lot of realistic qualities outside of its different looks. But I think having the diversity in magazine fed or MagFed is honestly, I think it just adds diversity and it gives people options. I think a lot of people in this industry, they want the diversity. They want to have options, and that's the reason why we do so many builds now, and we offer all these limited edition series guns. People are kind of bored of the same thing. I mean, there's only so much you can do to a T15. There's only so much you can do to a 4.68. I mean, an AR-15 is an AR-15. Why is it wrong to have different setups and create different things? I think one of the best things for us specifically that we offer at MCS is the upgradability, is the diversity, where you can have the option to change your marker into whatever you want possible, give it whatever look you want possible, and and that be okay. It gives a personal look. It makes you your own player. I think it gives you the option to personalize your experience in this hobby. I mean, to have everyone go out on a MagFed field or a paintball field and have the same guns, the same look, I think it doesn't really offer doesn't really give anyone an option. It doesn't really add or spice up the sport at all. It doesn't make it appealing to people looking in. It's the same thing. If there was more MagFed options for rental markers, I think people who have their birthdays, their kids who are potential, the kids and these people that play paintball for the first time who are potential MagFed enthusiasts, if they see the options, if they see the diversity and they have the option to choose between something, then the sport can grow. The MagFed cannot just be a small niche in paintball. It could be paintball. It could be shape projectile. The future of MagFed, whatever your goals or everything look like. That type of stuff. I don't know. That's just my opinion. That's kind of the most important thing. Larry Torres, I know the PDW stock, the sample, we're just waiting to get it in here to test, and we'll have that available. There'll be one for the 468, and there'll be one for all the rest of our systems that'll be compatible for that with the rear air, with the remote line adapter, of course. That is going to be there. The box magazine is already on its way to prototype. Jeremy Lubecker is helping us out with that, which is really awesome. He's going to be he's working on the drawings right now, so we can get that sent out for prototype and test. So all these projects, like we've said, we are working on them. We are working to finalize them. The shape projectile round will be the first to be released. The next one will be the Tornado. We already have that. It's already been printed, tested. We just found some stuff that we need to change in the design. Some things that we forgot to add. Simple little things. And so that'll be available, and that's for the X7 Classic conversion kit. And it's a dedicated AK-12 model. Yeah, Brian Avery, the box mag, I am referring to the Hydra. Okay, so the Tornado, which is the X7, so it'll be shape projectiles. It will be the Tornado. It will be the pistol, most likely, the 68 cal pistol that we've designed, and then it will probably be the Hydra. So the Hydra is a couple different parts, and like I said, we're on the stage to prototype. So once we have a prototype, we're going to test the shit out of it, and then we'll go ahead and we'll send it off for production. But right now, our primary focus is the round, the shape projectile round, and then the Tornado, because the Tornado is done. We've already 3D printed the shells. We put the X7 engine into it, shot perfectly fine. It looks so awesome. Me and KT have been doing like an R&D series video that we're going to release to you guys to show how we made it and every step on from there. We'll have that available. What happened?
Do you have a 468 I can borrow?
No. There should be one up there at the top. The CPW one. How's Valerie? She asked me. She needs some stuff. Victor, we will show the prototype in the series. We didn't want to release it too early because we didn't want people to get too much hype as it's not in production yet. But the AK-12, if you guys don't know what an AK-12 looks like, research it. Put it in Google, type in AK-12, you'll see it. We took it off of the actual firearms look, so it will be a dedicated AK-12 model. We'll have complete marker builds out of it, and we'll also have the conversion kit for it. So for those of you who have X7 or can get an X7 for, which I've heard people can get for like $20, do it. Because we will have that AK-12 dedicated for the X7 Classic. Let's see here. Somebody asked about the Blizzard conversion kits. We'll have those back in the next 3 weeks. We just ran out of shells, obviously, so we're waiting on the next production batch. So we will have those. Other than that, that's really all I got. It's how a lot of you guys have shared this, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll choose a number, eight of you after this, and I'll send you guys out some nice strike grips. I appreciate you guys watching today. Sorry it wasn't super interesting. Still use the same Hurricane Mago, will be built into the same shell, something different. So good question, John Miles. So the Tornado is actually comprised of actually two different units. So you have the body shells, of course, which the magazine well is actually integrated into it. There is a slot for the lock bolt, so it'll use the Bolt and Blizzard lock bolt, the on and off one. And then the second piece of that is obviously the shroud and the AK-47 grip. So if you guys see on the AK-12 photos, it honestly looks exactly like it. It's going to be very, very cool. What KT did is he added a custom handguard or foregrip for that. Has an adjustable front sight, so it's going to be a really cool looking thing, and it's going to be the only dedicated AK-12 system on the market. So we will have that. The PDW sock. Let's see, PDW sock. The universal one that'll be for the Vortex, Bolt, and Blizzard will have 7 position collapsible. So 7 positions. It'll have a rubber texturized butt plate, and then the 468 will be a dedicated version, and it will probably only have 3 positions. So we will have that available. As soon as I get the sample in to test it and make sure it fits correctly on all the units, we'll be fine. Let's see, bullpup style, Vinny Soccorzo, bullpup style gun in the near future. Honestly, you know, I'm actually very excited for the MaxTac conversion kits. I've already seen it on the airsoft version, but I'm very interested to see how well the MaxTac version is going to do. Now, a lot of people think that MaxTac made that. I initially thought that, but they don't. There's actually another company that makes those kits that they actually are using for the TGR. So the current version is actually already available for airsoft. It goes on a WE SCAR SCAR blowback, gas blowback rifle. So I've seen it on the airsoft version, but I haven't. I'm very interested to see how well it will do on the TGR. I think the TGR is an awesome looking gun. I think the SCAR was very popular and is very popular. I mean, like I said, a lot of people are buying those SCAR Hurricanes that we got. So I'm very interested to see, and I think that will gauge on whether or not it's going to be popular enough for us to proceed with the design in the future. Right now, there's no design or interest for us right now this time, just because we have enough projects that we're working on to get out to you guys that take priority. I know that the pistol is a big one. The pistol is going to be a very cool thing. A lot of you guys have already seen the video. That I cannot show you. I cannot show you that video. It's on KT's phone. But a lot of you've either seen it from Mike or you've seen it from KT at events and stuff like that. If you see KT at an event, which he'll be at Ion this weekend, you guys can go ahead and ask him and he'll show you. But we're looking to release that pistol in the $100 range. So it will be a 68 caliber pistol, very realistic looking, but it'll be in the $100 range. So it'll be 68 caliber. New Hurricane Magwell? No. No new Hurricane Magwell. Get them drunk in your golden. Perfect. A little cross border. It should, Mark. I mean, it's still a paintball gun. It'll still be considered and classified under sporting goods. So, yeah, we're looking to release it in the $100 price point. If anything, a little bit more, but nothing too high. We wanted to make a pistol that works and offers that secondary platform for you guys as players. Kind of like a Tipman did with the TCR. You know, Vinny, like I said, it's really hard to tell where the MagFed industry is going. As far as new designs with markers, you know, we wanted to focus on the AK model because there wasn't going to be an option for AK from anywhere. There's only, you know, mod kits and all that stuff that people make 3D printed designs, and honestly, I'm not a fan of the 3D printed stuff. So, you know, that's one thing. Mark Spires, yeah, the 43 cal stuff, because of the realistic qualities, I don't think that's gonna work very well. But because it's 68 caliber, he should be fine. I don't know. We're gonna have to talk about it when we get him in. Um, the 43 cal stuff for that, I have a shotgun that's not for 43 cal, but it actually I need to test it. But I have a shotgun coming in um, that will shoot 68 caliber projectiles. So it'll be powered off of CO2, and it hopefully will be pretty awesome based off the videos I've seen and all that. I think it'll be a really cool game changer and add a different dynamic to the game for those of you that want that shotgun type of system. And then we'll also have I got a dealer account with tag-in rounds. So they have the paintball grenades, and they also have the airsoft grenades and uh, the 40 millimeter grenades that actually fire out pretty far. They have rifling in them. So they have a marking one, and they have the dummy round. So we'll have both of those until they release their pyro 40 millimeter grenades, which are, from what I've heard from the manufacturer and the distributor here in the U.S., they are under review by ATF right now, and everything according to them says that it's looking good. So hopefully we'll have those available. Of the what do you call it, of those 40 millimeter, both pyro and that. We cannot ship them, but you guys will be able to come into the store, and we'll bring them with us to events. You guys can purchase them directly. So as long as your field it allows the 40 millimeter stuff, they allow the shotguns and things like that. You guys will be able to do that, and like I said, it'll add a new dynamic to the game. Do you know anyone know the diameter for the Hammerhead one-shot barrels? Diameter, Timothy, are 7/8 inch. All Hammerhead barrels are 7/8 inch, except the Mang 6 and Battle 6 that has a taper. Um, the shotgun is the APS Mark II, which is it's a different variation. The Cam 870 is no longer available. But the Mark II is their newest version, and it's definitely a revised edition, and it has a couple different looks too. I will stand okay, and you'll be able to have that. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much all I got for you. If you guys got any questions, I'll answer them now. In the next couple minutes here. Stay on, like I said, keep in mind tomorrow the Unicus gun goes on sale. I've already had a couple people come in the store here and say they want to buy it, so I have a feeling tomorrow it'll go well, very quickly. I mean, tomorrow. So we will see. We will see. I do have the part that came in for the Honey Badger. Before I forget, the Honey Badger will be available next week. Hopefully I have that, like I said, that sample, and then we'll be good to go from there. But I do have the part for the Honey Badger, and I will be able to release that to you guys. John Miles, what is your quest? What is your favorite color? Favorite color is green. Mike Towler, yes, it's a magazine-fed pistol. When do we start selling in SE Europe or maybe Romania? Honestly, we have a dealer. We have a distributor, and it's a RAP4 UK or MCS Europe. He's out there. He's already distributing a lot of our products. There's a lot of places, a lot of different dealers throughout that area. There's one in France now. Skull Eagle he set us up with that, and then there's WSS Berlin, Hayo Weber from Ram 24 Shop. There's quite a few places in Europe that are already distributing our products and selling it. So KT's watching me from in the warehouse somewhere. Other than that, guys, that's all I got for you. Keep in mind, like I said, tomorrow the Unicus gun. We will do that test for you next week. Keep up to date for a couple new products, and we'll have the CPW series is up. All the guns that I've been showing you guys are now available on the website, and the Bulldog series is up on the website. Now keep in mind, when you guys buy those series, you're going to have the custom insignia of the CPW and the Bulldog. All right? I will talk to you guys later. I appreciate you guys joining in with me every week. Thank you for tuning into the MFW show. I will see you guys out on the field.